All right, chat. So yesterday I made a post saying that I'm going to go back to daily uploads starting Monday, and I am right. But someone asked, "How can you even do daily uploads?" So I said I was going to make a Yap video about it, and it fits because last video was about how to start YouTube. So I guess this video is going to be like how to be consistent, right? There's a lot of things that goes into this. This might be another long Yap, but um there's two phases to this. Before around this time, which is like I said around this time, before like December. No, we could go with like November. Let's say November. Before November, I couldn't daily upload, but in November I came up with a new strategy, and in December I actually like went ahead with it, and December became my biggest month ever. Um, but before that, right? Because I have to talk about the other phase. Because before November, the most I could do was upload every 2 days, and that's what I should be like focusing on here. I'm gonna go over the daily uploads one. So like, if you want to hear about that, I am gonna go over that. But I'm gonna go over the every 2 days thing first because me personally, like, I can only do the daily uploads now because I've been on YouTube for so long. All right, so you'll understand what I mean in a second. But the first ever time I was consistent in YouTube was summer of 2023. Um, it was around here. I dropped this video and it did really good. And I dropped this video right after, then this video. Like 2 days, 2 days, 2 days. This one took like about 4 days because I went to my cousin's house. Right, I dropped this. Wait. Let me think. When did I drop this? I dropped this at my cousin's house, and then like it was kind of weird because again I wasn't at home, but I dropped this, and then 2 days later I dropped this, and then 2 days later I dropped that. Damn, that was I totally forgot about that. Like I was at my cousin's house, I adjusted, and then I went back to the grind. That's kind of crazy. I came home and I dropped this, but the overall point was that I was dropping every 2 days. Um, oh wow, you know what? I just remembered. I actually started daily uploading around here before I got banned, like right here. Okay, so I dropped this chapter review, then 2 days later I dropped this, but I feel like this was like the day after. It might have been. Like I don't know, but I remember these two videos specifically I dropped in the same day. So let's get into how I was able to do that at all, right? So hold on. So in the beginning, to be honest, I'm talking like I started my YouTube channel. I started uploading in October of 2022, and we're talking until maybe October of 2025 or September. I don't remember which one, but I've been scripting every single video since then. So it's been 3 years of scripting, and we'll get into what I do now. But it's been 3 years of scripting. I could show you guys this. Well, this is proof right here, right? Like this is part one of the Ryoma Sukuna video. Let me show you guys. You see this video right here, or I could show you like the actual part one, which was this video right here, 40 minutes, and I scripted the entire thing, right? 19 pages. You see what I'm saying? This was my old method of making videos, and that was my like my obstacle. That was my obstacle to daily uploading. Now I won't sit here and act like you shouldn't script in the beginning. I think you absolutely should. All right. I think everyone who wants to actually do YouTube needs to script first. Okay, because I've seen examples of people. I've seen many examples of people who don't script their videos, right? And they just yap off the top of their head, and they just can't do it. They just cannot. Okay, like I'll go over that later again, like I've been saying, but just don't do that. All right, you don't have enough experience, and most of the time you don't know enough about the show you're talking about or the manga you're talking about, right? But the other side of the scripting thing is the fact that you will end up sounding like a robot. At the same time though, people will still watch. You know what I mean? Like, it's only me who notices that someone sounds like a robot. You know what I mean? Like, when I listen to my old videos, I'm like, oh my gosh, you can hear that I'm reading off a script or something like that. But no one really thinks about that when they're watching a video, right? So yeah, you need to start on scripts, okay? And my advice for scripts, I gave this advice on Twitter, but basically I think I said like I have a set, like for example, let me open up like a specific script for a specific video real quick. I'll be back. Really? Oh my gosh. Bro, I pressed the P so it could pause. Okay, hold on, chat. All right. So, here's an example. This is this video right here is this video right here. One of my favorite videos on my channel. It's actually doing very well at the moment, but I'm barely getting money off of it, sadly. But basically, I have an idea, right? In this case, I saw people talking on Twitter about how JJK has a whole bunch of ass pulls. Wait. No, the actual thing what I saw on Twitter was someone saying that there aren't ass pulls in JJK, and I actually agree with that. And I saw people in the comments trying to say that there were ass pulls, and basically what I did was like, okay, I'm going to make a video about JJK ass pulls, and I'm going to go from the perspective that I don't think there's many ass pulls in the series, right? That was my objective. That was my idea, right? Again, I'm gonna make a JJK video where I say that there aren't a lot of plot holes in JJK, right? And so when I went into scripting, obviously I had to have an intro, right? JJK is a controversial series, yada 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 yada, and I'm like, Gambler here, and today we'll be talking about almost every JJK plot hole that exists and finding out if they're actually plot holes. So it's an intro, right? I think everybody should invest in making intros, all right? Don't start your video off just just going straight into the topic. I have no idea why people do that. Please, there's no reason to be doing that. Also, call to action, tell them to like and subscribe, okay, please? Anyways, after this, again, this is because obviously you guys have done papers for school, right? Like I don't know if I have to explain it in depth, but for school, like you would have to do like these papers where you read a text and then you have to like answer a question, and basically that's basically what I base it off of, except it's obviously not exactly like a paper I would submit for school, right? It's something I'm going to be saying out loud, but at the end of the day, like the concept is, again, it's it's like a paper. I'm going to put my evidence. I'm going to explain in depth and answer the question and yada yada, right? And so when I'm writing my scripts, I think about it just like that. So, after the black screen where I'm like, enjoy the video, right? I put the black screen and I come back and I'm like, all right. I always do this. I actually really like doing this, right? At the beginning of the video, I'm like, all right. And then I have Gambler show up on the video, right? And I'll explain more about the topic that I'm going to go over, right? This conversation actually revolves around something called ass pulls, yada, 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 right? And I explain what ass pulls are, right? You see how that makes sense, right? It's a video about ass pulls. I introduce the topic, and then I explain what they are. And then I start going over examples of what people call ass pulls, and I explain it in depth. I explain why they might think it's an ass pull, and then I talk about the opposite side, right? And that's basically the structure of this video. Let me see if I can think of another video where where like the scripting is something I have to really explain. You know what I mean? Hold on, chat. Just gotta drink this water. I've been drinking this water, by the way, if you've been wondering why I stopped talking randomly. Hold on. Just thought of one. My versus battles. Now, did I used to I don't know. I don't think I used to watch versus battles, but I knew that like I didn't want my videos to be super short, right? Like from the beginning, I think I have only 2 videos that are under 8 minutes on my channel, right? Obviously my videos were short, but they could have been even shorter if I didn't go about it the way I do now. And the way I do versus battles is I go through in depth the strength of the characters inside the versus battles. And I do that just because I want the video to be long. Like that was the entire point. Because if you watch my videos, you would see that in the fight simulation that I used to call it, in the fight simulation, I would basically just go through their feats again. I could just do that. Like, you know what I mean? The entire video could be just me talking about the fight, like how their interactions are, and then going through feats to see like, okay, Sanji's fast in category because this happened, this happened. No. Instead, what I did was I was script out. I can't show you guys proof because all my scripts before I think summer of 2023, no, maybe winter of 2023. I don't know. All my scripts before like around here are just gone because they were on an old email that got deleted. It was from like my school, so all my scripts are gone from back then. But yeah, I used to script it out where I would go over the feats of each character because that's the point. You know what I mean? I don't want a short video. Other people like get straight to the point, but hey, I'm trying to pay the bills. Like, come on, right? So, yeah, I wish I could show you guys examples of scripts from back here, but I genuinely cannot. But I think I made myself clear enough, right? And obviously, you guys can see like the difference in video length in comparison to my videos now, and in comparison to like videos over here, right? Where I started doing 20-minute videos for the first time, and I started getting obsessed with 20-minute videos. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah. So now segueing from scripts, it kind of still is on the topic of scripts, but now we get into video ideas, right? So there are certain video ideas that you just cannot just like continue yapping to make longer. All right, there's just certain videos that are just, there are certain videos that have to be long and certain videos that have to be just, you can't do anything about it, right? So like for example, my chapter reviews. If it was up to me, all my chapter reviews would be 20 minutes. This was a chapter review right here. This one right here. And this one, both of these were under 10 minutes. They were a double upload. Now you can say maybe I did like try to save my time, so I didn't completely like go in depth with each chapter, but the point is that like these chapter reviews, I guess back then I just couldn't yap enough, and so I'll go into a modern day example. These 2 chapter reviews right here, right? So we have a 20-minute chapter review from here, and then we have a 14-minute chapter review here. And the reason for the difference between these is because this one I had more to yap about, you know? We'll get into how I made that video, but I have more to yap about in here. But for here, there wasn't much to yap about. I tried to yap a lot, but it was a shorter chapter, and I just didn't have enough to yap about, So, yeah, there's video ideas. Obviously, like the principle that I'm trying to go over in this video, just it won't apply to like really long videos, right? So, like for example, I mean, we could go into this. What's a good example here? Well, there's no good examples here because I wasn't. None of these like this video is like super long. This video is super long. I wasn't held back by how long the videos were nowadays because I'm so good at editing and stuff like that. But like, and I also have like I genuinely have a strategy for super long videos. Like this video came out. Look, I had a video in between these two, so I dropped this video. The next day I dropped a video, then I dropped 36 minutes, then I dropped this video, which was an hour long. And I think I dropped this like 2 days later or something like that. But there is a strategy that I go by. But for the past, how long has it been, bro? 15 minutes I've been yapping, and I'm just talking about scripting. And scripting is the biggest thing, because scripting for me was the biggest obstacle for me to start daily uploading, because scripting takes a long time. I talked about this to myself when I was trying to think of like how to get more consistent. And I know that scripting is the most annoying, the most brutal part of making videos for me personally, because that's the one where it just comes from scratch. Everything else after that just comes from what happened before that. You know what I mean? But nothing happens before scripting. You get what I mean, right? So my process of making videos, like back here, which was a couple months ago, was script, record, get panels, edit, and then edit on my phone, and then upload, right? Script, there's nothing before scripting, so I have to do that from scratch. But recording, I'm doing recording based off of scripting, right? And I'm getting panels based off of my recording, and I'm editing based off what I got from the panels. You know what I mean? And I'm uploading based on what I edited. So everything after that is like, it's not easy, but it's easier than scripting. And so it was definitely annoying. Like for me, I was able to get through like the friction by setting, like, I used to start scripting on my phone while I would walk to the gym or something, or walk to school, right? I would start doing that to get it out of the way. Or I mean, yeah, right? And also like when I got my first taste of like oh, that's a complete lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. I guess I was just a little bit motivated around here, because I remember scripting this video, and it wasn't in the morning. It wasn't on my way back from school or anything. No, I was literally just sitting in my room scripting. Like I could not do that now. I'm gonna tell you straight up, I cannot do that now. It's not happening, because I hate scripting. I genuinely do. But back then, I guess I was a little bit motivated, and so I got it done. I scripted this video too, scripted this, scripted all of these. But for this video specifically, I remember I scripted this on the way to the gym, like on my phone. And, these videos as well, I was scripting this on the way to like, on the way to school and stuff like that, right? And basically what I'm trying to say is that scripting is the hardest thing for me personally. Maybe it's not for you, but what I would do is just designate it to some time when I can just do it. You know what I mean? Eventually, walking to school and scripting just got really annoying. Actually, mostly because like I got banned around here, so like I lost my spark when it came to making videos, right? And then I started to switch it, right? And so my new method was to wake up super freaking early, 5 a.m. to start scripting. This video, let's see if we can get proof of this. Oh. Well. Well, look, who cares, bro? Who cares? Honestly, who cares? Yeah. You guys can see the proof. Anyways, I used to wake up super early and just script. This video was made during the summer, so I actually like woke up 5 a.m. and I went on like a 2-hour walk just scripting this entire video, right? But before that, like I remember a specific video that I made with my friend. It was the Kajimo video, which was, whoa, where am I? Oh, this one right here, Kajimo versus every special grade. I remember scripting this in the morning, 5 a.m. just sitting on the desk, typing, and yeah, right? So yeah. Now obviously, everything should be self-explanatory. Like if you get it down where like you can script. First off, scripting is gonna take a long time to begin with, unless like you're really good at it. I don't remember how long these scripts take, because that was way too long ago. But they will take long in the beginning, but eventually you'll get really good at it. And so as soon as you get good at scripting super fast, then you have to record, and then you have to do all the others, then you have to do all the other steps to editing, to making videos. And then basically all I have to say here is that just get fast at it. That's literally it, right? Just get faster at it, right? So for example, this video took, let's say, a morning to make. This video script took a morning to make. And then what I would do is that I would record that same day. I would make sure I recorded that same day, then wake up at 5 a.m. and I edited until I finished it, and that was it, right? And then the next day, it could have been the same day, but I used to be like super lazy where like I would drop a video and then I would just not do anything after that, right? Because I remember I finished this video around 12 p.m. right? So I had the full day after that, but I didn't do anything. So the next day, I scripted this video and recorded it, then woke up at 5 a.m. the next day, and I dropped it by editing, right? I woke up at 5 a.m. and I edited it and I dropped it. And then I did the exact same thing with this one, where I scripted, recorded, then woke up 5 a.m. and dropped it. So, you know, there's an aspect of grit, there's an aspect of hard work, and there's an aspect of like discipline, bro. You have to be, right? And again, like, you probably can't do this in the beginning, because I know damn well I was gonna edit a 12-minute video in like 7 hours, bro. Back then, hell no. This video literally took so long to make. It was a 9-minute video. It didn't even reach 10 minutes. These videos took so long for me to make because I wasn't good at editing yet. But eventually, you know what I'm saying, when you catch your drift, you'll get it, right? But that doesn't excuse you from dropping videos, because, like, you know, you could be consistent. You could drop like maybe every 4 or 5 days because of how slow your editing is or something like that. But the biggest point is to actually be working every day. Even if it doesn't have to be all day. It doesn't have to be all day. It has to be every day though, right? So for me, obviously I wasn't doing that back here because this video was a month old before this dropped. Like, that's how long the difference between these two were. And I don't want you guys to do that. You need consistency, and you need consistency, okay? Right? And so yeah, that's like the process for how I used to drop every 2 days. It eventually became like I used to be able to like drop every day and like a double upload. And I'm pretty sure it was because like this was a double upload, and the reason I was able to do that was because I think leaks. I think like I'm trying to remember how exactly I did that, because it was a double upload and it came out hours between each other, obviously, right? But I think maybe I was just really locked in with the script. I remember I remember editing this one, or no, making the script for this one. Like, I was really locked in, I guess. Right? I was really locked in. I was really motivated to do it, so I did it fast enough. I recorded fast enough. Oh, the quality of these videos were kind of bad, actually. I just remembered, yeah. The quality was bad in terms of like where I was recording, though. Like, that's why it was bad, but you know. But yeah. That's how it was before. But now let's get into the big boy, okay? Because obviously this is like chump change to me, bro. I could literally double upload every day if I was making these short videos now. I literally could double upload every day. But I'm not doing that because ain't nobody got that much ideas. But hold on. Now we enter now. So this video right here was the first video that I ever didn't like. This was the first video. Actually, hold on. Okay, no, this was the first actual video. Is that true? It's either this video or one of these chapter reviews. But basically what I'm trying to say is that I started not scripting, all right? I think it was one of the chapter reviews. I remember one day, bro, it had to be this one actually. Not this one, but the chapter after this one, where I remember the chapter came out, and the reason why I wasn't dropping fast enough was because I would literally script my entire chapter review out as I was reading it, right? And obviously, if you watch my current chapter reviews, I don't do that anymore. I literally react to the chapter as I'm recording, right? Yeah, it must have been this chapter review then, right? But obviously, this video I scripted. I remember I scripted this video as well, so it definitely was. It probably was this chapter review right here, and if not, then we're talking. We're oh my gosh. If not, then we're talking like around here or something, right? But overall, the point is, I started to taste the freedom of not scripting. All right, this trailer came out, and I made a review of it, just off the top of my head, just watching it and making it. I was like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like if I had scripted it, I remember I made this because the trailer just dropped, and I needed to drop immediately, right? So if I had scripted, it would have dropped maybe the next day. But I was able to just record it, right? So I was like, oh, hold on, this is something different, you know what I mean? And so yeah, I continue going. I remember that this was completely off the dome. It was a 14-minute video, a very bad video. I say very bad. It wasn't a bad video. It just wasn't really up to par for me. I remember like what I was yapping about in this video, but such a forgettable video. But anyways, yeah. You know, I just started yapping off the top of my head. I have this open because Audacity is the program that I use to record now. And I could show you guys an example. Let's go to Zoro vs. Law. That's back when I used to script. Let's see a video where I didn't script. So let's see a Yuji one. Should be right here, right? What? Prime Yuji. Prodigy Yuji? Well, so hold on. Alright, listen to this chat. Just off this, like, again, I didn't script. I wasn't scripting. Yuji Itadori is our beloved main character in the world of Jujutsu Kaisen, and within the story, he makes probably one of, if not the most ridiculous jump. Yeah. So yeah, basically how I record, bro, it's so easy, honestly, because again, like, I can yap off the top of my head because I'm that good. And I didn't say it yet, but the reason why I couldn't do that before was because I just didn't know enough. Now I basically know JJK like the back of my hand. Alright, so I can drop a JJK video where I'm yapping off the top of my head because I know everything. Guys, this Hikari video, for the first 20 minutes, I didn't open any panels. I was literally I was looking at, what was I looking at? I was gonna go into that, but now I don't script, right? You see all these videos. I don't script anymore. What's this? You see? This is an intro. Let's see what this is. Deep Bag of Fights. Yeah, so this was this video right here. And I only scripted the intro. Now I only scripted the intro. Back then, like the one that I just showed you guys, the audio I just showed you guys of probably like the Prime Yuji or the Prodigy Yuji one, that one I didn't script. But now I wanted to make intros. I want to script it to actually know how to introduce the topic to people. But that's the only thing I script now, right? Bro, the Hikari video is probably right here. Yeah, right here. This is the Gojo versus Sukuna. This is the Gojo versus Sukuna agenda one, right? And then I just was too lazy to make a new one, so I just put it on the bottom. And this was the Hikari intro right here. And I was literally just looking at this, but I was yapping off the top of my head for like 20 minutes of this video. Because I know about JJK like that. You know what I mean? But that's why I say I don't recommend that for people who don't know like their series that much. But also, I've been scripting for 3 years, so I know exactly how I want to section my videos. I think my best video that I didn't script is this one right here. Right? Bro, this one was completely off the dome. I didn't even set like the structure, bro. I thought of it as I was walking home. Not even as I was walking home. I thought of it as I was like recording. And it was so well structured. Like, this is a really great video. I love it. You know, and I didn't script at all. But I knew the structure of how I wanted my video to be because I've been doing it for 3 years. Bro, I said Yuji's not a prodigy. I introduced the topic. I explained what a prodigy is. Then I went over the examples of prodigies and I showed why Yuji isn't one. That was beautiful. Bro, I literally went over Sukuna, Yuta, Gojo, Higuruma. I think that's the people I went over. And those were completely off the dome as well because I know about JJK a lot, you know? And so, let's get into how I actually make my videos now in as a whole. Because again, scripting was my old obstacle. Scripting is gone. Recording. So I record. And now I have this open. I didn't show you guys, but I have Drive, right? So obviously I will record on Audacity, and then you can see on recent, I send all my audios over to Drive and I download it on my phone. Now you might be wondering why are these like divided into 8? It's because Alight Motion, the editing software I do, they really can't edit. You can't really edit a full video in one section. So I divide my videos into sections of 5 minutes. Right? If Alight Motion was actually competent, bro, it would just be one audio, you know, but it is what it is. And I would get it on my phone, and from there I would get all the panels of what I'm talking about. Right? I told you guys that that's part of my my process. And yeah, I would get all the panels of what I'm talking about in the video, and I know how I'm going to edit it in the video, where I already envision it. So I get the panels. I have like the recordings, or I have the videos, like the anime clips and stuff like that. And then like I might do that the night before, or I might do that at 5 a.m., right? But after that, it's editing, right? So editing takes so for example, this Hikari video is 8 sections, right? Each section, 5 minutes, takes 30 minutes to edit. So for this Hikari video, it would have taken around 4 hours in total. It didn't take 4 hours. It took like maybe 5 hours. No. I'd say like 4 hours 30, maybe 5 hours, because obviously I get distracted. And then I have to transfer to my phone and then edit for another hour, right? And then I would have to like export everything, right? So it's a whole process. But a piece of advice for people who get like distracted and like their regular rate will go up a little bit. Regular rate go down maybe, I don't know, but their rate of like how fast they edit will go down because of getting distracted or something like that. I literally just put a timer of 40 minutes, right? It's like Pomodoro technique, but like not really, where I would put 40 minutes on the clock, and for those 40 minutes I tell myself lock in. And then after the 40 minutes is up, instead of like going on my phone or something, I send it to my phone in that time, like maybe for 5 minutes. I send everything that I've edited in that 40 minutes. I send it to my phone, and then, you know, I put another 40-minute timer and I do the exact same thing over and over again, and then like I'm able to finish my videos, right? But the biggest reason why I'm able to upload every day after like telling you the process is because of my time management and when I do my videos. So I was supposed to drop this video. No, that's cap. That's cap. I actually came up. I had the idea for this a long time ago, but I actually only wanted to drop it yesterday because I got reminded of the idea the day before it, right? But that is a good example. I got reminded of the idea the day before it. So, what was yesterday? Yesterday was Saturday? Yesterday was Saturday. So that's when I dropped the Hikari video. On Friday is when I started the video. On Friday night, it was around 7 o'clock. I started recording the Hikari video. Let's see if we can... Is it gonna show the time I sent it in? It's not showing it, but... Oh, you know what? Yeah, look. Oh, no, not last week. Friday. Yeah, look at this. The intro I started at 9, actually. So it wasn't even 7 o'clock. It was 9. It was 9 p.m. I made the intro, and I went straight to recording. And I'm not going to lie. The reason why I posted on my community that I need to sleep is because I started it at 9, and I finished recording around 12. And I'm trying to remember, but I'm pretty sure right after recording, I went straight to getting panels. Getting panels in itself takes like an hour 30, maybe 2 hours. So, you know, it is what it is. But after that, I woke up super early, and I went straight to editing, bro. Again, it's like, it's a process of hard work and discipline, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I can't really say anything other than that. You have to want it. You have to. Now, obviously, it isn't just because you want it, but like, again, like, I'm super fast at editing now. I'm very like efficient and stuff like that. But, you know, even if it isn't every day or every 2 days, it could be every 3 days. But you have to put in the work. You have to. You just have to. Like, you know what I mean? Like back then, actually, when I was talking about like the every 2 days, I could have uploaded every day. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, if like this video, I dropped it at 12, and if I scripted this video and recorded it, then I would have been able to drop it the next day. But, you know, I was too lazy, so it was every 2 days. But that's still decently well, right? So that's how I'm able to upload every day now. So for tomorrow, I haven't actually started working, but I'm going to start working after I drop this Yap video. For tomorrow, I'm going to record a video. For tomorrow, I'm going to record a video today. I'm going to get my panels, and I'm going to edit in the morning. And then I'm going to record the next video. Actually, I got to fix that, because a big reason why, again, I needed sleep was because I started this way too late. Bro, I had the entire day to start this. I started it at 9 p.m. You guys just saw the proof. It was so dumb. If I can, bro, chat, if I start recording earlier than I usually do, it's raps. It's generally raps for these other guys, bro. It's just that I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit like not demotivated. I'm just not motivated earlier in the day to get to work. You know what I mean? I was motivated at 9 p.m. because everybody wasn't bothering me at that point. You know, yada yada, but you get the point. You get what I mean. But yeah, I'm about to drop that video, right? I'm about to record the video today. Tomorrow I'm gonna edit it, and then the same day I'm gonna record the next video, get the panels, then edit it the next day, then right? And I totally forgot about this. How long are we in? 38. Okay, we can still yap. Now the final thing I want to talk about is the method I use to drop these long videos. Not these long videos. I'm not gonna lie, cause like, again, this is a 46-minute video. It's only like 15 minutes less than this video. You know what I mean? Like, it's not really that big of a difference. But this is definitely different from this video because it's a One Piece video. JJK, I know off the top of my head. One Piece is different, okay? One Piece is really different. And this was a collab, like the first video on my entire channel where like it was a talking collab. So yeah, you know, it was really weird there. But the process is basically where I would work on this video little by little as I was working on everything else. Now, it's not as simple or as like beautiful as I imagine it for myself. Because for me personally, I wanted it to be like, okay, every single video I drop every day, I do one section of this. I wasn't doing that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was able to like over here again. I remember I told you guys earlier that I dropped a video in between these videos, and that video itself was like 12 minutes. So it was like a nothing video, to be honest, right? It was like a nothing video in comparison to everything else. Like, I could drop that instantly, you know what I mean? So I used that day where I dropped that very short video to put my all into this. And again, if I put my all into a certain video, I can edit 36 minutes of it, right? So basically what I did was, like, I would drop a short video and put my all into this, right? And then, you know, I had actually edited like the first 30 minutes before that. It was either the first 20 or 30 minutes, but I had edited it like around here. And then obviously I put my all into it, and then I was able to drop it. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a technique where, like, you would work on it a little bit, right? You could do that technique, or you can like drop a shorter video where it's way less effort, so that you can use that day to put the most effort into the longer video that you plan to drop afterwards. You know what I mean? But nowadays it's like, honestly, just give me my iPad at 5 a.m. and I'm like, bro, I'm telling you right now, if I were to record a 2-hour video, okay, 2 hour, I'm not gonna lie, I would actually like get pissed off at myself. I'm not gonna lie, but under normal not normal circumstances. Theoretically, that's what I meant. Theoretically, if I recorded a 2-hour video and I got the pounds the night before, if I wake up at 5 a.m., I'm dropping that same day. I am. You know what I mean? My, like, for example, now, my work blocks when I start editing is actually at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. And that's because my brother always hogs my iPad. So, like, I don't really, you know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, it is what it is. But, bro, this Hikari video could have dropped way earlier if I started at 5 a.m. And the fact that I know that I can do that super early is the reason why I actually just let him take the iPad, because I could just use 5 a.m. to get the panels, right? I could just go to sleep, wake up 5 a.m. and get all the panels, and, you know, get to work at 11 or 10 a.m. Just work, and then drop at like 4 or 5 p.m. And that's actually reasonable, because that's actually when I want to drop. I don't want to drop at like 12 p.m. Like, I don't want to do that no more. So yeah, man, that's my process of making videos. Yeah. Nothing really to say beyond that, bro. Like, yeah, man, my videos have been getting really long, bro. Like, if I showed myself this 3 years ago, he would have lost his mind, bro. I remember my first ever 20-minute video. First off, my longest video from back then was a Hikari video. That's not on my channel anymore. It was like a Hikari video around here. It was 17 minutes, so that was my longest for a long time. And then I finally dropped my first 20-minute video, which was Hikari in Shibuya, 23 minutes, 24 minutes. It was like, and the only reason why it was that long was because it was a collab with Eternal Flame, he can yap forever. So, you know what I mean? That's my guy. But then after that, Kashimo, the YouTube versus Kashimo video, which, again, I told you guys the principle, going over the scaling of both characters. Bro, I went over freaking Yuta in Sendai as if that even matters to a post-timeskip Yuta, you know what I mean? 22 minutes, explaining things in depth. 26 minutes, this was, oh my gosh. What a great video. I'm sorry, chat, I just remembered this video idea, bro. This was a great video. Wow. Anyways, yeah. You get what I mean. But yeah. Now I'm spamming super long freaking videos, bro, and I love it because I love long videos. They just look good. You know what I mean? At a certain point, you're like, oh, it looks good to see these long ass videos on your channel, right? Hour long, 31, 31, 36, 36. It's beautiful, isn't it? Like 46, an hour 30, 41, beautiful, bro. And people's loving it at the moment. You know what I mean? And yeah. Um, Final piece of advice: do not overcompensate. Mm, damn, I'm forgetting the word again, bro. It's like it's a word for like don't overdo don't don't overdo it, okay? Basically what I'm trying to say is like if you're in the beginning of your journey, if you don't have the skills to drop like a 40-minute video like I can, right? If you don't have the skills to do that, don't try to do that, okay? Please focus on the shorter videos, the 10-minute videos that you can actually make in a reasonable amount of time. All right? Start on those. Build up your skills, and eventually you'll get so much intellect, you'll get so much skills, you'll be so efficient that you can up the time. But you don't need to all the time, all right? Because this video is 17 minutes. Like I would love for it to be a 20-minute video, but it's not. 14 minutes. I told you guys about that earlier. But please, at the beginning of your journey, don't overcompensate, don't ever like overdo it. If you guys want to be consistent, you got to do it like this, okay? And this is considering you don't know about JJK or the anime you want to go over as much as me, right? So yeah, this is a super long yap, 46 minutes. Another 46-minute yap about YouTube. But I hope you guys found some value in this. I hope it wasn't too yapalicious, I guess the word should be, because I did not structure it like last video. But whatever. All right. I'm gonna start dropping daily. I'm gonna actually stick to my word from this video. Just watch. I'm gonna drop every single day for this week. For this upcoming week, I'm gonna drop every single day. So yeah. Watch me, chat. Watch me. I'll catch y'all.